Is it just me, or are there so many books coming out on the 12th of October? Welcome back, or if you are new here, welcome. My name is Katrina and I make bookish content here on this channel every week and then movie reviews here at the weekend. In the description box below you will find my blog and my Goodreads where I review some of the books that I read. I'm not going to say most anymore because I've not been keeping up with it well at all, but hopefully, you know, we'll get back on track. So October's a bit of a strange month. There are loads of books coming out on the 12th of October. So basically I have from like now a week and a half to read 4 books, as well as working full time and doing things like going to the cinema and stuff like that. So if they were all on audio, there'd be a potential that I could do it, but we're going to try our best. Okay, so 12th of October, we have, very excitingly, The Burnout by Sophie Kinsella. I'm going to be very unhelpful here and say I know nothing about this apart from I relate to the title. I've read a couple of books, non-fiction books on burnout, and obviously it's very sort of trendy for millennials right now and the term burnout. But the tagline is she can do anything, just not everything. And I'm like, I'm relating to that tagline as well. See, you know, point about me. Can I read 4 books in the next week and a half whilst also being a good teacher? It's about saying no, isn't it? So I'm really excited about this one, and this will definitely be the sort of first one that I get to on my list, I think. However, we also have a couple of Christmas books on the list, and so these are quite exciting because, you know, the advent calendars are out. I bobbed into Milton Keynes shopping centre on Saturday. I needed to go to the bank. I wanted to go to Pret. I was, you know, full of pumpkin spice. However, every shop I went in, it was like you walk in and it's like, here's the gifts, here's the smellies, here's the pyjamas. So I was like, oh, it's Christmas. It's Christmas in Milton Keynes, apparently. So we have A Holly Jolly Ever After by Julie Murphy and Sierra Simone, which is the romance follow-up to their book from last year that I can't remember the name of, but I listened to the audiobook and it was very good. It features a plus size kind of OnlyFans, but not OnlyFans, star making a Hallmark movie and kind of the judgment that comes with both of those things. And so I'm excited to see the follow-up because it was kind of an enemies to lovers trope. So now we have a post that, or again, is it going to be something completely different, new storyline, but like same world? I don't know because I didn't read the blurb. It was an auto-click thing. Then also on the 12th of October, the tagline is One Christmas, a New Friendship. One big life decision. This book has 2 people and then 2 dogs on the front. So it must be That Festive Feeling by Heidi Swain. You know, favourite of the channel, Heidi Swain. You know, Heidi Swain book is going to be like lovely and wholesome and just like wrap you up in a warm hug, particularly a Heidi Swain festive book with a character who's holding a cup of coffee on the front. I'm very excited to read it. I'm excited to dive in. And I know it's going to be some poor lost soul that's going to be rescued somehow. I can't even remember which of Heidi Swain's worlds this one is set in. Really bad booktuber right now, just coming to you with like, I don't know what this book is about. I don't know where this book is set, but this is a rom-com. But yes, I have talked about Heidi Swain books extensively on this channel, as have I talked about Sophie Kinsella books extensively on this channel. And so you know that this is going to be high up on my list. So that's 3 fiction books that are coming out on the 12th of October. We can try. I'm hoping that Hayley has got the Heidi Swain so that we can kind of buddy read it together. But she hasn't got back to me on that one, so we'll wait and see. But, you know, I like to include a non-fiction book on my TBR, and it has been working out well for me this year, having a non-fiction book on there. I'm looking forward to Non-Fiction November next month. If you have any non-fiction specific recommendations that I should put on my Non-Fiction November TBR, please do let me know in the comments of this video so I can be ready. I got sent this one. This one is The Twat Files by Dawn French. A life of mistakes, no regrets. What I like about this one is it's one of those hard covers with no dust jacket. It's very pleasing to look at. It got a little bit bashed in the post, but when you open it up, it's got like short little bits of writing on each page. So I can imagine sitting down, maybe on a morning before work, maybe on an evening after work, and just kind of like dipping in and reading some of it and then kind of picking it up. I'm not sure if it's divided into sections. I have not checked. Little typewriter on the first page. No, but I am loving this little list at the front here. I have to share with you. This video is not safe for children, so switch off now. Wanker, git, prick, prat, dick, Egypt, plonker, pillock, nincompoop, bellend, dolt, chump, nitwit, fuckwit, lunatic, dork, numbskull, idiot. All lovely, but nah. I prefer twat. It's neat and it's accurate somehow. Enjoying that, but yes, it's stories that might fire up your engines to remind you of just what a massive twat you also are. So I'm excited to read this one. And as I say, it's non-fiction. So speaking of things which I might be able to sit down and read fairly quickly in my October reading, I also would like to do a reread. I haven't put a reread on my TBR for a while because I haven't had time to. So I have a reread on my TBR. We've got some fiction, we've got some non-fiction, now we've got a reread. I would really like to reread Pumpkinheads by Rainbow Rowell and Faith Erin Hicks. I got a poster of this one signed at Book Expo or BookCon, one of the two, and then I read it and I loved it, and it's just, oh, it's wholesome and delicious, and there's yummy food in it, so I have to make sure, maybe I'll read this after my trip to Denver so that I can bring back some pumpkin spice goodness to enjoy. But yes, I really want to read this one. This one also is a hardback with no dust jacket and feels lovely, and this is all raised and just joyfully strokeable. It's a nice book, and it's a graphic novel, so it'll be nice to like pick up and just sit and read with a little pumpkin spice coffee, you know, with some pumpkin spice oat milk or Disney pumpkin spice coffee. But I did put another book on my TBR because this one doesn't come out till next year, but I'm very excited about reading it. I had it on NetGalley, but then Books in the City sent me a physical copy of it, and so I'm like, oh, maybe I could have this to read. Either I could take it and read it on the plane, or I could read it in that no man's land week after October half term, where it's still October, but it's also Halloween. It's not November yet. This is The Happiest Ever After by Millie Johnson. This one doesn't come out till February, but I am on the blog tour for it in February. So if I did read it, I would have a head start on next year. But it's kind of just tentatively on the TBR in that I want to get to it really soon, but I might not get to it. But if I manage to read all of those 4 books before the 12th of October, then I will have a whole stretch of October, whole 19 days, where I don't have anything to read. So here it is. It's on the TBR. Would you like to hear the blurb? Because I actually have the blurb of this one. The tagline says, what if you could write your own perfect storyline? That sounds great. I've got coffee on my finger. Polly Porter. That's nicely alliterative, isn't it? Polly Porter is surviving, not thriving. Sounds like the burnout again already. She used to love her job until her mentor died and her new boss decided to make her life hell. She used to love her partner Chris until he cheated on her, and now she can't forget. The only place where her life is working is on the pages of the novel she is writing. There, she can create a feistier, bolder, more successful version of herself as the functional Sabrina Anderson. But what if it was possible to start over again and leave everything behind, forget all that went before, and live the life you'd always dreamed of? After an unfortunate set of circumstances, we can imagine with it being a Millie Johnson novel, she does tend to put her characters through the ringer, especially the men. Polly ends up believing she really is Sabrina, living at the heart of a noisy Italian family restaurant by the sea run by Teddy, the son of her new landlady, Marielle. It's a much-loved place facing threat of closure as a rival restaurant moves in next door. Sabrina can't remember her life as Polly, but she knows she is living a different life from the one she used to have. But what if this new life could belong to her after all? There's the premise of a novel. I like it, and it sounds really good, and we love a Millie Johnson anyway. I love the fact that I've got this gorgeous floppy proof. I want to sit down and just devour it one weekend, but you know, potentially I will have some jet lag. So, oh, this Daily Trumpet thing at the end. I shouldn't have read that. 430 pages. That is totally doable over a weekend. Then, with it being me, we need some audiobooks, and I will have a couple of long haul flights. So I'll have headphones with me, so I will want to listen to some audiobooks then. I also have a long drive to a meeting on Thursday, as you're seeing this, and so I will want to have an audiobook with me then. I tentatively sort of started listening to, but then didn't take it very far in September, the start of a series that I would like to do a book versus TV series on, and this is the Summer I Turned Pretty series. It's a little bit, maybe if I turn the brightness down on that just a little bit. I don't think that makes it any better really. No, that's not a great colour for camera. So yes, The Summer I Turned Pretty by Jenny Han. We have The Summer I Turned Pretty. Then we also have It's Not Summer Without You, book 2. And then we also have, wherever it's gone, I don't have the tie-in cover for this one, but this is We'll Always Have Summer. Okay, so there's 3 of them in the series. I think it's totally doable to sort of binge the 3 of them back to back, and then if I do finish them and there's one of the 12th of October releases that I haven't read yet, there's the potential for me to then download that audiobook and listen to that audiobook as well. So I would like to make a book versus TV series for those 3 novels, and so they are my audiobook TBR for the month. I think it's doable. The couple in the middle are just like, if we get to them, we get to them. The October releases I will get to, and the audiobooks I will literally start listening to in the car on the way to work tomorrow. And yes, I've got to drive about an hour and a half for a conference thing on Thursday, so that's 3 hours of listening right there, with them being YA books, they're a little bit shorter, so hopefully I should get those finished. And that is my October TBR. Please do let me know in the comments, number 1, if you have any recommendations for non-fiction November, starting thinking about that already. Number 2, what you are reading in October. Please do let me know. I would love to know. And I will be back very soon with my September wrap up, so you don't want to miss out on that one. Hit that notification bell. Make sure you are subscribed. If you enjoyed this, give it a thumbs up, and I will see you with my next video. Thanks for watching.